Why all this talk about white supremacy all the time? All the time. You hear it from every single cultural institution now, don't you? Every part of the system. Shoot, President got up yesterday and said it.
The U.S. intelligence community is determined that domestic terrorism rooted in white supremacy is the greatest terrorist threat we face in the homeland. The greatest threat.
Ooh, sounds scary. But it's well beyond President Poopy Pants. It's every institution. FBI, our national security institutions, they'll echo those same words. In fact, they've been lying now, manipulating data to try to back up those words. We know this from FBI whistleblowers who say they're very clearly padding these stats, trying to make it look like white supremacy is a big problem. Education system says the same thing, entertainment, all across our culture, all across our nation. White supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacist terror, white supremacy, white supremacy. Why? What's the reason? No, it's not because white supremacist terrorists are any kind of a serious threat in this country. Are there white supremacists and violent ones in the country? Well, of course, it's a country of 300 million people. There is race supremacists in every skin color group and very, very violent ones. But why all this focus on whitey? Why white supremacists? Doesn't make sense, does it? It's weird because you've probably never met one. I've never met one. Who are they? What are these, Klan guys, Nazi guys? Do they have tattoos on their faces? How do we identify these people? So why? Why has our system made this gigantic boogeyman an enemy who doesn't really exist? He's kind of a phantom of their imagination. Why is that? Well, what's their goal? We've talked about this many times. You know. What's the overall goal for them? To make you what? An enemy of the state. The goal is to make you an enemy of the state. If they can make you an enemy of the state, then that will give them the legal justification they want to send FBI, military, law enforcement, anyone after you to hurt you because you're an enemy of the state. If I'm in charge and I make you an enemy of the state, what that gives me to do is it gives me the freedom. It gives me the freedom to aim all the guns of the state at you so I can fix that problem. So that's their goal. And that's what they're doing. Keep in mind you're dealing with communists, anti-humans. This is going to matter. Just stay with me for a moment. And what do communists do? Because they're anti-humans, and as an anti-human, the individual life means nothing. It means less than nothing. They're against humanity. It means nothing. What that does for them is it gives them the freedom to simply group people up as this group is likely to be my ally, on my side, and this group is likely to not be on my side. Stalin's famous for this. Everyone knows about the kulaks in Ukraine. What a lot of people may not know is when Stalin was murdering all those people within the Soviet Union, one of the main groups he was after were the Poles, Polish people. People with any Polish background, people originally from Poland. Stalin decided these are the people most likely to be spies or saboteurs or against me politically. So what did he do? He made them enemies of the state. Told every part of the state apparatus, that's the enemy, find the Poles, find people with Polish heritage. They're looking through phone books for people with Polish last names so they can go shoot them in the back of the head. Are you going to end up catching some innocent people in there? Sure, but you're an anti-human. What does it matter? Well, our communists operate the exact same way and for the exact same reason. That was Joe Biden, of course, acting like some sort of a civil rights hero. Democrats, communists, they have identified black people in this country only by their percentages, not by the individual black person on what that person may or may not believe. They sit back and they look at the percentages and they see, okay, we got black people. They're always with us. They're going to vote with us 92, 93% of the time. So that's an ally. That's an ally. We must protect them and reward them whenever we possibly can. That group, that's our ally. They're going to help us keep power. They're going to put us in power. Oh, whitey. Specifically, these white middle class people and poor white people. Rich white people will go Democrat all day long, but these white middle class people, they vote Republican overwhelmingly, especially the married ones. Married middle-class people, men and women, overwhelmingly vote Republican. Got a problem there. That group in and of itself is very clearly an enemy. And look, communists like Joe Biden, more specifically the communists who run him, when they sit down and look at America, I know you don't look at it that way, and I'm glad you don't, but you have to understand that is how they look at it. They sit down, they got a piece of paper, okay, so we got black people over here, they're in the allies column. Oh, wait, white people, they're definitely in the enemies column. And so now they've begun to build this narrative over and over and over and over again. White supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, domestic white supremacist terrorists. And did you notice recently what they used it as a justification for? You remember the Catholic memo out of the FBI Richmond field office that stated they need to and intended to infiltrate the Catholic Church? Why did they say they needed to do that? What was the justification? Do you remember the memo? White supremacy. That's where it's going to pop up, guys, right there. The endless calls and screaming about white supremacy aren't because it exists. It's because it is the central thing in an effort to turn you into an enemy of the state, which is ironic because the biggest terror threat in America today is the state. It is. We have an FBI that is a threat. It is a clear and present danger to the United States of America. We have a president who is as well. A president who sent 5,400 emails, according to the National Archives, using a pseudonym, using a fake name. A fake name. Almost pseudonym, almost screwed me up there. Using a fake name. Why? Because he's one of the elite class. He's part of our government. He's corrupt. He's sold you out 1,000 times over to enrich himself and his family. That's why. These people are the true terrorists in this country. By the grace of God, it sounds like Kevin McCarthy is getting closer to impeaching him.
So, if you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry. And just so your viewers understand what that means, that provides Congress the apex of legal power to get all the information they need.
Yeah. Boy, that sounds like he's serious. Or might be serious, just anytime soon here. You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.